everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankees baseball here on August 9th, 1961. We got the Los Angeles Angels traveling to New York to take on the Yanks. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here for the Los Angeles Angels. Leading off, playing right field is Pearson. Playing second, Billy Monroe. Batting third, playing first base is Lee Thomas. Batting fourth, playing left field is Wagner. Batting fifth, playing center field is Hunt. Batting sixth, playing shortstop is Kopp. Batting seventh, playing third base is George Thomas. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Aver. And on the mound, batting ninth is BOWSFIELD for the Angels. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup for this game, folks. And we got leading off, playing second base, Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing shortstop, Tony Kubek. Batting third, playing right field, Roger Maris. Batting fourth, playing center field's Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Elston Howard. Batting seventh, playing left field is Bob Serve. Batting eighth, playing third base is Clint Boyer. And batting ninth on the mound for the New York Yankees is Jim Coates. Let's get this game started here at Yankee Stadium, folks. And here's the pitch to Pearson. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Easy play for Roger Maris for out number one. Pearson's batting .325 on the year, folks. And now we got Monroe up. Let's see, Billy's hitting .230 on the year. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Kubek. Nothing to it. Fires over the Moose, and that'll be two quick outs here in the first. That brings up Lee Thomas, batting .276 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball. Excuse me. Ground ball down the third. Nice play by Boyer. He fires over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning, folks. We go to the bottom of the first. Richardson, Kubek, and Maris due up here for the Yanks. Bobby's been hitting the heck out of the ball, folks. Got that batting average up to .254. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Ken Hunt's out there today. Makes the catch for out number one. And that brings up Tony Kubek, batting .284 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. That'll be the first strikeout for BOWSFIELD today. 1-2 down. Brings up Roger Maris, batting .262 on the year. 46 home runs and 92 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Yanks. We get to the top of the second. It's tied up, nothing. Got Wagner, Hunt, and Kopp due up for the Angels. Wagner hitting .279 on the year. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Bob Serve's patrolling left today. And that'll be out number one. And that brings up Ken Hunt. Ken is batting .243 with 13 home runs and 53 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. That's two quick outs here in the second. And that brings up Joe Kopp. Joe's hitting .279 with 2 home runs and 12 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss. And that's Jim's first strikeout, folks. And that'll end the inning. Go to the second. We got Mantle, Skowron, and Howard due up here for the Yanks. Mick hitting .293, 33 home runs, 90 and 100 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Pearson's got it. And Mick goes back to the dugout. Brings up the Moose. Moose hitting 292, 33 home runs on 106 RBIs. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. Cop airmails this one, folks. And Moose is going to end up down at second on a two-base throwing error by Comp. Moose is in scoring position with one out. For Mr. Howard, batting .319 on the year, 10 home runs, 44 RBIs. And that ball is back. That ball is high. That ball is gone, folks. Home run. Elston Howard over the left field porch. And it's a 2-0 ball game, folks. So the error bites the Angels in the butt. And now we got Bob Serve up at 252 on the year with 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the cut. He makes the play this time, folks. Fires over the first and gets Serve out. 2 down. Brings up Boyer batting .238 on the year. 10 home runs, 45 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field off the wall. He's heading for second. So Boyer at the very least gets Coates up here. So he won't lead off the third. See if Coates can help get somebody in. He's 0 for 15 on the year, folks. So he's due. And as you know, we don't need no stinking DH in this channel. But that's not going to get the job done. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. And over to first. And that'll end the inning, folks. But the Yankees score 2 on the Howard home run and take a 2-0 lead. We go to the top of the third. We got George Thomas, Avery, and BOWSFIELD, the bottom part of the order, due up here for the Angels. And George is hitting .287 on the year. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. That's the Angels' first hit of the ball game. So they got a runner on now for Earl. And Earl's batting .222 on the year. Yankees looking to turn 2 with the catcher up here. Get a nice ground ball. And George Thomas is taking off for second, folks. And here's the throw from Howard, and he gunned him down. So now there's 1 out and nobody on. And a 0-1 pitch to Earl. And he's going to take that 0-1 pitch and drive it in the left field for another hit. So how big was that called stealing, folks? So instead of having first and second, just a runner at first. Brings up both fields. He's going to try to lay down a bunt. He's only batting .042 on the year. Here's the pitch to Ted, and he lays down a nice bunt, folks, down the third baseline. Boyer's only play's going to fire over to first with Bobby covering. So Earl will get down the second, but now there's 2 outs. Back to the top of the order. I must have did something wrong there. Said Schofield got that. So let's go back here. Should have been Bobby. Bobby Richardson should have came up with that. Sorry about that, folks. Let's clear this up. Should have been a sacrifice down to third. And Bobby should have got the put out. Well, it's saying scouring. I'm not going to worry with it. Should have been Bobby down at first. Alrighty, here's Pearson up 0 for 1. Flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. No, it's not. That's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Pearson out, folks. And the Angels leave Earl down at second. We go to the third. It's still a 2-0 lead for the Yanks. They got Richardson, Quebec, and Maris, top of the order, due up here. See what happens now. Bobby's 0 for 1 today. And he's going to be 0 for 2 as that's a ground ball down to Billy at second. Now Quebec's up. with nobody on. And Tony struck out his first time up. And he's going to hit that ball down to George at third. 2 ground balls, 2 outs. Now it's up to Roger to keep this third inning going, folks. Roger grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit into center field. And Ken Hunt lets that ball play him. And that's going to be an E8. And Roger's going to get down the second after the single on the ball getting by Hunt. So now you got Roger in scoring position for Mick with 2 outs. The last time the Angels had an error, it came to bite them in the butt. Can Mick make them pay for it? Here's the pitch to Mick. He flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground line drive right on the button. But Billy had him played, has to catch it to defend himself. And so Mick's out of there. Well hit ball down to second. But he was played perfect. We go to the top of the fourth. Monroe, who just made that nice catch. Lee Thomas and Wagner do up. Billy grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down back to the mound. And Jim's got it. He's going to fire over to Scourin for out number 1. That brings up Lee Thomas now. Lee grounded out to Boyer his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Jim Coates with his 3rd strikeout. And that's up to Wagner now to keep this 4th inning going. He flew out to Bob Service first time up. And he's going to give Roger a chance here, and Roger's up to the job. He makes the catch, and 1, 2, 3 goes the Angels. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees still with a 2-run lead here, folks. We got Scourin, Howard, and serve. And Moose reached on an error and scored. So let's see what he does this time, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Cope. This time he doesn't mess up with Scourin up there. He fires over the first to get him. 1 down. Brings up Mr. Howard, who homered his last time up. 2-run shot. Let's see what he does this time, folks. And that's going to be a pop up on the infield. George takes control of it down there at third. And that'll be 2 outs. And now we got Bob Serve, who grounded out the shortest first time up. But that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Bob goes the other way with it. Excuse me. And that ball is hit in the right field for a home run. That's Serve's 6th home run of the year, folks. And it's 3-0 New York. Here comes Boyer up now. He doubled his first time up. See if Clint can do it again here, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Ted calms down after the home run to strike out Boyer. But the Yankees lead by 3 as we go to the top of the 5th. We got Hunt, Cope, and Thomas due up. Ken grounded out to Bobby Richardson his first time up. He gets a hold of this one off of Jim L. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. Mick and Roger head over there. Roger gets to it, throws it in. But Ken Hunt standing down at second with a leadoff double. That brings up Joe Cope. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Scourin's going to take it himself. Ken will get down the third, though, with 1 out. Yankees are going to play back here. They'll give up the run for an out. And George is 1 for 1 today. He singled his first time up, but got caught stealing. And that's going to be a ground ball down to short. And Kubek's going to fire over to first to get the out, but the run will score. So it's a 3-1 ball game now, folks. And that brings up Earl now. He singled his first time up. Nobody on now. 2 outs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Bob's got it. That'll end the inning, but the Angels score 1, cut the lead to 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We got Coates, and then back to the top of the order, and Richardson and Quebec. So Jim looking for his first base hit of the year, folks. And that's not going to happen this time. He gets a piece of it, flies out to short left field for out number 1. That brings up Bobby Richardson here. See if Bobby can get on base. He's 0 for 2. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as that ball's hit down to short. 2 up and 2 down. It's up to Tony Quebec to get on base for the M&M boys. Tony's 0 for 2. And he's going to be 0 for 3. That's a fly ball to center field. And the Yanks go in order, folks. We go to the top of the 6th. We got BOWSFIELD, Pearson, and Marone due up here against Jim. Ted had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down here in the 6th. Here's Pearson. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Boyer. He takes his time, fires over the first, quick 2 outs. Hey, Hunter. Doing good. ID. Doing good. Thought that was Hunter. How are you doing, my friend? Sorry about that. Looked at it wrong. Here is Billy. Billy's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. He goes the other way with it. He's rounding first. But Roger gets over there, cuts it off. Billy will stop there with a single. And that brings up Lee Thomas. He's 0 for 2, grounded out the third and struck out. Oh, where'd you go, ID? And here's the pitch to Lee. And we drop the dice and make this an official game, of course. And that's going to be a base on balls for Lee. So now all of a sudden Jim's got himself in a little bit of a spot here with 2 outs. First and second. Got Monroe down at second. Thomas at first. And that brings up Wagner. Oh, very nice. Never been out west. Very nice. And here is Leo. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out to both corners, left and right. And that's going to be another base on balls. All of a sudden, Jim can't find the strike zone, folks. They go out and talk to him. Here's Ken Hunt up now. Base is juiced. Nowhere to put him. He's 1 for 2 with a double and scored. So they can't get the last out here, folks. Here's the pitch to Ken. And that ball is well hit. Here we go. And that ball is driven into the gap in left field. It's rolling around out there in Death Valley. And that boy's turning second, and he's a brown-eyed, handsome man, and he's in there with a triple, folks. Clears the bases. And all of a sudden, the Yankees are trailing 4-3. Sure, and still a runner down at third. All this happening with 2 outs, folks. Here is Cope, struck out and grounded out the first. And again, another walk. Sure. And are we going to take him out of the game or not? Ruffin and Text is up in the bullpen. We'll let him pitch to George. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mix got it for out number 3. But the Angels score 3 on the triple by Ken Hunt and take a 4-3 lead, folks. Now we got the big boys up, though. We got Maris, Mano, and Scourin here in the sixth. Can they get these runs back? Rogers 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that's going to be a base on balls, not what you want to see if you're an Angels fan, walking the leadoff batter to bring the Mick up. Can Mick give the Yanks the lead here, folks? He's over 2. He hit the ball right on the spot last time up, right to Billy, though. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Mick's down and out of there. Goes back shaking his head. Brings up the Moose. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Rogers going to stop at second. So we got first and second here for the Yanks. And here comes Mr. Howard up. He's already homered in this game, folks. 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Are we asking too much for him to do it again? Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field, or in the left field, rather. And that is going to score Roger. And Scourin's going to stop at second. So it's a tie ball game, folks. It is 4-4. And now all of a sudden, BOWSFIELD can't get out of his own way. And that's going to get the bullpen up for the Angels. The only problem is their bullpen's not very good. Bob serves up, still with first and second and only 1 out. Bob homered his last time up, folks. See what he does this time. Be nice to see a back-to-back jacks from him. And that's not a home run, but that's blasted in the left field. And that's going to score Scourin. And again, Howard, and with not much speed, he's going to stop at third, folks. And the Yankees regain the lead. All of a sudden, the pitching has left them down here. And that brings up Boyer. Let's see when BOWSFIELD's due up. He's due up second, folks, in there. Like to see him get through this inning. They're going to bring the infield in and let him pitch to Boyer. Or do you walk Boyer and set up the double play with Coates? I think that's what you're going to do. We're going to walk Clint Boyer. Going to walk Boyer. Load the bases for Coates. Now do you pitch hit for Coates here if you're the Yankees? That's the question. You just gave up 3 runs in the 6th. I think that's what you do. You pitch hit for Coates. You bring up Yogi. Yogi's going to come in here to bat. Now, what's the Angels going to do with Yogi coming up here? Do they bring in a lefty to face Yogi? That's the question. Let's see what they got in the bullpen. Let's see what they got in the bullpen here in the way of lefties. They got James and Moeller in the bullpen, I believe, as lefties. Or they just got Moeller? Is Moeller their only lefty? Yep, Moeller's their only lefty. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bring in Ron to pitch the Yogi. He's batting second. So if he can get a double play and get out of this inning, they'll be pitch hitting for him in the top of the 7th. That's their plan. Let's look it up here. Let's look it up. And we'll look it up, ID. Okay, this is August 9th. So August 8th, they were 74-37. And they did win this game, so they was 75-37 after this game. ID. Yeah, so they're right on pace. Right on pace. So here we go. We got Yogi going up against Ron Moyer. They're going to play back. They don't got a lot of speed around the bases. They're looking to turn two and get out of this mess. Yogi's hitting 312 on the year. Here's the pitch from Ron. No Yogi. And that doesn't work out. That is going to be a single over first. And everybody's going to advance one base, folks. And Yogi comes through with a pitch hit single. So that didn't work out for the Angels. As Bob served with not much speed, he'll stop at third. And now bases are still juiced for Bobby Richardson. And they're going to bring the infield in. They don't think they can double up Richardson. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the short, second, and flew out the center. And what is that? That's not good. Not good if you're an Angels fan. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Cope, again, not having a good game at all. He emails that into the seats, folks. And everybody's going to advance two bases, sure, on the air. Jeez, you Pete. Just like that, the Yankees now are up 8-4. Sure, the wheels just fell off the cart here in the sixth inning. And that brings up Quebec now with runners on second and third. They keep the infield in, and Ron will pitch to him. He's a lefty. And Tony's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Quebec. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Runners will hold as George looks the runners back. He fires over the first for out number 2. And that brings up Roger Maris now, second and third. Yankees up by 4. Can Roger even add to this lead, folks? He's 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So after the big error, Ron does his job, but the Yankees score 5 and take an 8-4 lead as we go to the 7th inning. We got Earl, a pitch hitter, and Pearson due up here for the excuse me, Angels. We got a righty, a pitch hitter, and a lefty. So we'll go with the righty. Who are we going to go with? We're going to go with Hal or Text here. See who hasn't pitched lately. And looks like Hal's going to come in the game to pitch. All righty, here's the pitch to Avery. He's 1 for 2. And that's going to be a base on balls, not what you want to see if you're a Yankee fan. So now Earl down at first for a pitch hitter. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And it looks like it's going to be Kozlowski's going to come off the bench. Try to get the Angels back in this game. Where's Ted at? There's Ted. So you got a runner on at first. Nobody out. Ted's hitting 271 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Bob Serve circles around, gets under the ball for out number 1. We're back to the top of the order now. And Abe, he's 0 for 3. He's been hot. And that's another base on balls. Geez, you Pete's. They are killers, man. 2 walks now, only 1 out. Here's Billy, first and second. Yankees need a double play in the worst way to get out of this mess. They got a 4-run lead, and Hal's trying to use it up. It looks like Billy did get a single his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound, I believe. Yes, it is. Hal's going to spin around, throw down the second with Quebec covering. He fires over to Moose, and they get it. Pitcher's best friend, a 1-6-3 double play. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Yankees with a 4-run lead, folks. We got Mantle, Scourin, and Howard. See who the A's are going to bring in here to pitch. You got a switch hitter and Mick, and then 2 righties. Let's see here. Are they going to go with Morgan? How long has it been since Morgan's pitched? Either go with Morgan. It's been a while since Morgan's pitched. Let's see here. I think that's who they're going to go with. Going to go with Tom Morgan. Funny thing is, Morgan's pitched in every game he's supposed to, folks. Sure. This will be an extra game. But he's still on the roster. How many innings? His innings ain't as bad, so he's going to come in and pitch. Morgan's going to come in and pitch. He's only thrown 60-something innings compared to 91 on the year. So here comes Morgan. Like I say, he'll be facing Mantle, Scourin, and Howard. The mix 0 for 3. See if he can get off the snide here, folks, and get a base hit. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And he's going to take charge. Old Billy's going to take charge and make the catch near the mound for out number 1. That'll bring up the Moose. The Moose is 1 for 3. He scored twice today, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the comp rather. And this time he doesn't throw it away. It's been an adventure down there for him today, folks. So that's 2 outs. Here comes Mr. Howard. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs, folks. And that's going to be another ground ball down the short. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Yanks. We make it to the 8th. Yankees with a 4-run lead. We got Thomas, Wagner, and Hunt due up here for the Angels against Ruffin. And Lee's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field for out number 1. Let's see what happens here with Mr. Wagner. If we put in the right command, it'll work. Yeah, put in the right command, it always works. So now we got Wagner up here. And Leo's 0 for 2 with a walk, too. Let's see what happens here. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick robs Wagner of a base hit. Nice running catch by Mick. And that brings up Hunt now with 2 outs. And Ken's 2 for 3 with a double and a triple and 3 RBIs. He is the man for the Angels today. Here's the pitch to Ken. And that's going to be a base hit. Ken Hunt is a home run away, folks, from a cycle. Hunt's down at first with 2 outs. That brings up Joe Cobb. He's having a terrible game. He's 0 for 2. 2 big errors out in the field. Let's see what he does. Can he bounce back here? And no, he doesn't. That ball is hit down to Bobby Richardson. He's going to go the short way over to second to Quebec. And that'll end the inning, folks. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. LA 4, New York 8. We got the bottom part of the order due up here against Morgan. Serve Boyer and probably a pitch hitter for Howe. So, Bob's having a heck of a game, folks. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Nice play by Cope this time. He robs Serve of a base hit. Nice dive and stop. Serve doesn't run well. He had plenty of time to throw him out. That'll bring up Mr. Boyer. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Boyer trots on down to first. Like I say, I think we're going to pitch hit here for Howe. And we're going to bring Tex in the game. And let's see here. We're going to have Johnny Blanchard pitch hit. So in comes Johnny with a runner down at first and 1 out. See what Mr. Blanchard can do. He's struggling this year, folks. He's one of the few Yankees that's not performing like he's supposed to. His power is not bad with 13 home runs, but he's only batting .225. So here's the pitch to Blanchard. See if he can do something here with 1 out. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Wagner's got it for out number 2. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order. And Bobby Richardson, who has been having a hot bat. It's cooled off today, though. Bobby is 0 for 4, I think. Yep, 0 for 4. He's flown out, grounded out twice, but he reached on an error. A 2-base error by Kopp his last time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Ken makes the play. That'll end the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Yankees with a 4-run lead here, folks. And we got Tex Clever coming out of the bullpen. Try to close this game out for the Yanks. Alrighty, he'll be facing George Thomas, Earl Avery, and a pitch hitter for Morgan. George is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. And right away, Tex gives up a home run to right field to George Thomas. And it's a 3-run lead, folks. The Yankees trying to get through this game without Hughes and Luis. But they might have to get him up. Here is Earl Avery. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Here's the pitch to Earl. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Boyer. He's up with it. Fires over the first for out number 1. See who's going to come in here and pitch hit for Morgan. They're out of lefties on the bench. think they're going to go with Steve Blinko. Is going to come out here, pitch hit, try to get on board here, get some runners with one out. There's Steve. And Steve's batting .290 on the year, folks. Here's the pitch from Tex. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Quebec. He takes his time. Steve doesn't run very fast. He fires over the Moose. And that'll be out number 2. And we're back to the top of the order here. And Al Pearson. And like I say, Al's been having a hot bat. Let's look here. He's 0 for 3 today, but coming into this game, he was smoking hot. He was on a 3 for 4 game. Oh, he was 0 for 3 on the fifth, broke it up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had a 5-game hitting streak before he went 0 for 3. So, like I say, he's been pretty hot. See what Al does here. Tex with the pitch down to the last out. And that's going to be the ball game, folks. That's a fly ball in the short left field. Bob Serve comes in, makes the catch, and that does it. The Yankees win 8-5. Let's take a look at the box score here. Angels, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 3 big errors. Errors killed them. Yankees, 8 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Ken Hunt was 3 for 4 today, folks. He had a double, a triple, and 3 RBIs. George was 2 for 4 with that home run. Angels was 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They only left 5 men on base, so they didn't do bad. Just didn't have the chance to score. And look at that bottom part of the lineup for the Yankees. You had Moose 1 for 4, Howard 2 for 4, Serve 2 for 4, and you had Howard and Serve with home runs on the day, folks. Yankees were 5 for 9, so they took advantage of the opportunities they had, that's for sure. And they only left 5 men on base. Old Ted BOWSFIELD is now 6-10, 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs, only 5 of them earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 big home runs. Moyer came in 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a strikeout. Morgan came in with 2 innings, walked 1. And now Jim Coates goes to 4-5 on the year, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Hal Ruffin comes in, pitches 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks. And Tex comes in, pitches the 9th, gives up that home run, 1 run. And that is your ball game. Let's do some fast play here in the American League. We got the Kansas City A's traveling to Baltimore to take on the Orioles. See what happens down I-95 in Baltimore. And the A's crushed the Orioles. The Orioles are in second place, losing ground to the the Kansas City A's. A's 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Orioles only 1 run on 6 hits and an error. Now we got the Minnesota Twins traveling to Boston to take on the Red Sox. And the Twins take care of business in Boston. 4 runs on 11 hits and no errors. Boston 2 runs on 6 hits and an error. And then we got the Tigers traveling to the Windy City to take on the White Sox. And the Tigers win big. Let's see what the Stars for. Oh, Norm Cash 6 RBIs on the day out of the 7. It was a one-man show, folks. Let's see if that was a grand slam with the home run and 6 RBIs. Look at the scorecard here. It sure was a grand slam in the 6th inning. I figured when you got that many RBIs and you're only 2 for 3, a grand slam in the 6th inning. Sure. The Tigers 7 runs on 12 hits and an error. The White Sox 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. And the last game in the American League is the Washington Senators traveling out to Cleveland to take on the Indians. And the Senators shut out the Indians. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Tribe, no runs on 5 hits and no errors. Take a look at the standings here and the leaderboard. And the Yankees are now 7.5 games up on the Orioles. They've lost 2 in a row. The Yankees on a 5-game winning streak. The Tigers are 8 games back. The Twins are 12 games back. The White Sox are 13 games back, and then it drops off to the Angels 24 games back, the Indians 25.5 games back, and the Red Sox 28.5 games back, and then it drops off again. Senators 34.5 games back, the A's 37 games back. Jim Pearsall still leading the league with a .332 average. Roger with his 46 home runs, and Norm Cash with those 6 RBIs takes over the RBI lead over Moose with 110. Bunning still leading the league with a 2.10 ERA with his 18 wins. Luis with his 28 saves on the year. Rogers leading in MVP category, and Bunning's leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank ID. Check out his wonderful channel, folks, for stopping by today. And you all have a great day. We'll probably be back here later on today for some Braves baseball. They'll be taking on the Dodgers. I know it's Drysdale going up against the Braves. Let's see who's pitching for the Braves. You got Noteberg pitching for the Braves going up against Drysdale. We'll see how that happens. The Braves, if you didn't see it, took on Sandy Koufax yesterday. Check that video out. That's a classic game, an epic game at that. Like I say, until next time, you all have a great day and take care.